Two houses on the same street, same suburb, same size, nearly the same mortgage payment. The first belongs to a couple earning $95,000 a year. Walk inside and you'll see the 75-inch TV, the leather sectional that cost $4,000, a kitchen crowded with gadgets still half in their boxes, closets so full the clothes have tags still hanging on them, and a spare room that's become a graveyard for things bought and forgotten. On paper, they've made it. In reality, they check their bank balance with their stomach in a knot. They are two missed paychecks from losing all of it. The second house belongs to a woman earning $52,000 a year, barely more than half as much. Walk inside, and the first thing you notice is space. A simple couch, a normal TV, a kitchen with the tools she actually uses, a closet of clothes she actually wears. She checks her bank account and feels nothing but calm because she has 18 months of expenses saved and she invests 20% of every single paycheck. Same street, the one earning half as much has 10 times the security. This is not a story about income. It's a story about a relationship. Almost no one in America understands the hidden link between the stuff you own and the money you'll never keep. And here's the part that should stop you cold. Surveys keep finding that a huge share of Americans, by some measures more than half, live paycheck to paycheck. And it's not just the poor. 36% of people earning between $80,000 and $100,000 a year say they live paycheck to paycheck, a higher share than among people making six figures. Earning more, in America, is not the same as keeping more. So today, I'm going to give you the rules that separate the people who always have money from the people who never do, no matter what they earn. Stay with me, because the most important rule is the last one, and it's the reason that woman on the same street sleeps fine at night. But first, the idea that everything else is built on. Everything you own costs you twice. The first cost is the one on the price tag. The second cost is the one nobody adds up, and it's usually bigger. The second cost is space, maintenance, mental energy, and the money you didn't invest. Start with space. In most American metros, housing runs you somewhere around $30 to $50 per square foot per year, once you count rent or mortgage, utilities, and taxes. That treadmill in the corner takes up about 20 square feet with clearance. So you're paying $600 to $1,000 a year in silent rent to store an exercise machine that's currently holding your laundry. This is exactly why America has a multi-billion-dollar self-storage industry, a whole industry built on paying monthly for a room to hold the things we bought and no longer use. Then maintenance. A boat is the classic American dream purchase, and the rule of thumb is that it costs about 10% of its value every year just to keep winterizing, insurance, registration, repairs. A $30,000 boat quietly bills you $3,000 a year even if it never touches the water. Then mental energy, because every object you own takes up a little slice of your attention. It has to be cleaned, stored, insured, worried about, and one day dragged to the curb. And then, opportunity cost, the biggest one of all. Every dollar frozen in stuff is a dollar not growing. That $15,000 home gym wasn't just 15 grand. Invested instead. It could have been 50,000 or more in 15 years. You didn't buy a home gym. You bought a home gym instead of your own freedom. Add it all up, and a lot of what you own costs more to keep than it costs to buy. The price tag is just the cover charge. So, here's how people who always have money actually behave. Rule 1. Figure out the cost per use before you buy anything. Take the price, divide it by the number of times you'll realistically use it. That's the only honest price. A $200 jacket worn twice is $100 a wear. A $400 jacket worn 200 times is $2 a wear. The expensive one is 30 times cheaper. This one calculation kills most impulse buys on the spot. That gadget you'll use twice a year is absurdly expensive per use, while the $2,000 mattress you sleep on every night for a decade costs about 50 cents a use. Cost per use cuts straight through the marketing and shows you what's actually worth it. Rule 2. Run the replacement test on everything you already own. Walk your house, look at each thing, and ask one question: if this vanished today, would I spend my own money to buy it again? Be honest. Would you really re-buy the bread maker in the back of the cabinet? The clothes you haven't worn in a year and a half? For most of it, the answer is no. Those things aren't in your life because you chose them. They're there out of inertia, and they have negative value. They cost you space and attention and give nothing back. Clear them out, and something strange happens. The rooms feel bigger. Cleaning takes half as long. Your head feels quieter. You'll notice it immediately. Rule 3. Never upgrade out of boredom. This is the trap that eats high earners alive in America. The TV works fine, but the new one has better contrast. The phone works fine, but the camera's a little better. The car runs perfectly, but the new model looks sharper. These feel like progress. They're wealth destruction wearing progress's clothing. The average American swaps phones every 2 to 3 years while the old one works fine. Over 30 years, that's $30,000 to $50,000 gone. Spread that upgrade reflex across cars, furniture, TVs, and gadgets, and you can easily torch over $200,000 in a lifetime replacing things that were never broken. The rule is brutal and simple. An item is functional until it actually fails. Boredom is not failure. A newer version existing is not failure. Everything else is just marketing selling you a solution to a problem you don't have. Rule 4. Make spending hard and saving automatic. People don't fail because they lack willpower. They fail because willpower runs out by dinner time, and their environment is built for spending. So flip the environment. Add friction to spending. Delete the shopping apps. Pull your saved card numbers off every website. Unsubscribe from the promo emails, and put a 24-hour rule on any non-essential buy. And make saving effortless. An automatic transfer to your investment account the day you get paid, before you ever see the money, so saving happens to you the way rent does. That 24-hour rule alone kills something like 70% of impulse purchases, because most wants evaporate overnight if you just don't act on them. You're not trusting yourself to be disciplined. You're building a system where the right move is the default move. Rule 5. Count what you own. It sounds obsessive until you do it, because counting forces awareness, and awareness stops accumulation. Pick a category and actually count. Most people guess they own 15 shirts and find 40. And here's the magic. Once you know you own 40 shirts, buying the 41st feels absurd. You're not adding a shirt anymore, you're pushing a pile. You already have to 41. Set quiet limits, even a simple one-in one-out rule where nothing new comes home unless something old leaves. Without a limit, stuff expands to fill whatever space you give it. With one, every purchase has to earn its place. Rule 6. Rent or borrow before you buy. Almost everything gets used hard for a few weeks, then sits. So test the enthusiasm before you fund it. Want to get into camping? Rent the gear for the first few trips. Want to try woodworking? Borrow the tools. Renting does two things. It tells you whether you actually love it or just loved the idea, and it teaches you what you truly need before you spend a dime. Because garages all across America are museums of abandoned hobbies, the ski gear, the camera equipment, the exercise bike, expensive monuments, to a version of ourselves that lasted about a month. Don't become a museum of who you thought you'd be. Rule 7. Respect the lifestyle multiplier. Nothing you buy comes alone. A boat needs a trailer, a hitch, storage, insurance, gear. A pool needs chemicals, a cover, cleaning tools, furniture, sometimes landscaping. A single purchase quietly drags a whole ecosystem of expenses in behind it, so a $5,000 thing is often really an $8,000 or $12,000 thing once the cascade is done. But it runs the other way too, and this is the good news. Sell the one big thing, and the entire ecosystem of costs disappears with it. Let go of the boat, and you also let go of the storage, the insurance, the registration, the repairs. Cutting one anchor can free a whole category of your budget at once. And now, the rule that matters more than all the others combined. The one I told you to wait for. Rule 8. Define enough before your income climbs. This is the specific trap that keeps America running in place. People never decide what enough looks like, so they never get there. The raise comes, the lifestyle rises to meet it, the new lifestyle becomes normal, and now they need another raise just to feel like they're moving. It's why someone pulling $300,000 a year can feel exactly as squeezed as someone making $80,000. Their expectations grew right alongside their paycheck. The people who win decide the finish line in advance. They pick the house that's genuinely enough, the car that's genuinely enough, the life that's genuinely enough, and then when the income climbs past that line, the difference doesn't get spent. It gets invested. Picture two people both earning $150,000. One defined enough at $60,000 of spending, so $90,000 a year pours straight into freedom. The other keeps moving the goalpost up and saves almost nothing. Same income. One builds a fortune, the other builds a lifestyle. The finish line is the whole game. Because here's what real wealth actually is, and it's not the house or the car. Real wealth is optionality, the number of choices you get to make freely. Can you walk away from a job that's crushing you? Can you take 3 months off when a parent gets sick? Can you take a risk, move, start something? The person earning $200,000 and spending $195,000 has almost none of that. They're chained to the next paycheck. The person earning $80,000 and spending $45,000 has enormous freedom. They can absorb a shock, say no, and choose their life on their own terms. Every purchase is really a trade. You're spending a piece of your future freedom to own a thing today. Sometimes it's worth it. Usually it isn't. And all of this feeds one of two cycles. In the first, you spend less, so you save more, so you feel secure. So the itch to buy things for a hit of relief fades, which lets you save even more. Security kills the compulsion to spend, because most overspending in America is just an attempt to fill a hole that only real financial security can fill. In the second cycle, you spend everything, which breeds anxiety, which drives more spending for temporary relief, which deepens the anxiety until something breaks. The cycle you're on will decide your financial future more powerfully than your income ever will. High earners stuck in the bad cycle build nothing. Modest earners riding the good one build everything. So, think back to those two houses on the same street. The woman with the calm bank account and the 18 months of savings didn't get there on a big salary. She got there on clarity. She knew what mattered and refused to pay to store what didn't. The couple 2 paychecks from the edge got there by never once questioning the story that more stuff means a better life. Both of those lives are available to you, right now, at whatever you currently earn. The only question is whether you own your things or your things own you. In America, the math and the peace of mind both point the same direction. If this hit home, tell me in the comments which rule you're starting with this week. Hit like if you're choosing the Karma House and subscribe, because next time we're breaking down another cost of American life that no one warns you about.